So long as the vertical pairing remains intact, it doesn't matter how you order the pairs. That's one pair, another pair, right? Okay? So in a sense, whatever these numbers here, I could generalize them. Like I could just write A, B, or C. And A could stand for 1, 2, or 3. And B could stand for 1, 2, or 3. And C could stand for 1, 2, or 3. But they have to be all different, right? Because it's bijective. So in a sense, if A is here, I'll have phi of A here. And B, I'll have phi B. So in a sense, they're sort of dummies. I mean, I could have BB or AA or, right? They're sort of dummy variables. They could be anything. All right. So instead of talking about A, B, C, let's talk about phi 1, phi 2, phi 3. And whatever this is, put it in here. Like whatever that is, put it in here. Whatever that is, put it in here. Whatever this is, put it in here, and so on. Now you may ask, why am I doing that? The usual answer, it works. Okay. It's the part of the creativity of the pure mathematician, finding a nice proof. But the point is, these are dummies, right? So instead of A, B, C, I could put phi 1, phi 2, phi 3. And whatever this is goes here, there, goes there, goes there, all right? All right, now we're trying to prove that f of phi, f of psi is sort of like that. But instead of Fm, you'll have psi phi. Whoa. Yeah. For those of you whose English is not your native language, that's a bit of a joke. Sci fi is short for science fiction, meaning not real. And that's not my intention. Right? Just a bit of a joke. Linguistic joke. Okay. Now, what are these f's? They are permutations, right? They're permutations. So if I apply two of them, one after the other, so remember the right-hand one gets applied first. So this will be on the right-hand side here. Now what is f of psi? F of psi. Instead of phi, just put psi. So you substitute this for here. It'll go here, right? But instead of having psi here, you've got phi, right? That is that, right? And now f of phi is all this stuff with all these dummy variables, right? Now I didn't want to write it all out again. So f of phi, here it is all this. So put all this here, okay? And now you'll see why, why I wrote this. Now these are dummy variables. Okay. So now we have two permutation operations, one after the other. So what's the result? What's what do you get? What are you left with? Well, one goes to psi of 1, and psi of 1 goes to phi psi of 1. So put the result here, phi psi of 1. 2 goes to the psi of 2, and psi of 2 goes to phi psi of 2. So put it here. 3 goes to psi of 3, and psi of 3 goes to phi psi of 3. Put it here. Okay. Now what is this? What is this? Well, it's in this form, right? But instead of having just phi here, now you've got phi psi here. So if you had phi psi here, and phi psi here, and phi psi here, you'd have phi psi here. Well, there it is. Okay? Now, that is of the form Fm, right? F of Mn. It's of that form. So we've shown that that is that. Now, usually, in the past, we've done the other way. We've started with that and proved that. But, it's the same. Okay? Now, so we've proved the Fm Mn thing. and we've proved it's bijective. So we've shown that f is an isomorphism. It's an isomorphic function between these two groups. So the bihedral group of a triangle, three sides, is isomorphic to the symmetric group of three objects. Okay, so we proved that with rather ingenious. Hope you followed it. If not, just rewind. Okay, do as many times as you need. Okay, now a new little thing. Just because I had enough space on the new board. Oh, by the way, do you find it quieter? I played back the previous session and I thought it was a bit noisy, so I decided not to use the fan, and the idea occurred to me, well, why not use the air conditioning? Because the air conditioning machine is in the far corner of the room, rather large living room, so quieter, I hope. So hopefully the quality of the sound in this session should be better than the previous one. Alright, so next little thing, you're given a permutation. I tend to use the same, for me they're the same thing. Permutation, permuter, I use them synonymously, same meaning. Alright, so here's a permutation, right, of six objects, and it's a particular permutation. 1 goes to 3, 2 to 1, and so on. And you are now that is a member. This is a permutation, right? A permuter. That x, this permutation, will be a member of S6, right? Now, how big a group is that? Well, you can calculate it pretty quickly. S of 6. So you're permuting 6 different objects. How many ways can you do that? So you can choose to put six different objects in the first position, and then 5, and then 4, 3, 2. So that's 6 factorial. What is that? Is that 720 or 120? 6 by 5, that's 30 by 4, 3. I think it's 720, isn't it? Anyway, it's large. Okay, so then the group table is whatever it is, 720 squared. Okay, it's huge. So anyway, so that would be one of the elements of S6, right? Because 6 objects. Now the question is, what is its order? Now it's an element, remember? It's not a group. It's an element of a group. And you ask, what is the order of the element? And remember here, you can remember the definition of the order of an element is it's the smallest positive integer, so it belongs to z, the smallest, okay, such that x to the power k is equal to the unit, right? So this is an exercise in multiplying I don't know if that's the right word, but applying the binary operation, followed by, of 2 permuters or permutations multiple times. So you're trying to find k. So you're multiplying x several times until eventually you get the unit. And remember, the unit when you're talking about the symmetry group is when 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6. Okay. So, well, you don't know what it is, so you just keep multiplying. I'm using a multiplicative manner of speaking. Okay, so x squared is just xx. That's this permutation times another one, and you get a result. So you just put this here and here, and you get a result. So x cubed would be x times x squared. So this x, put it here. Right? X squared is whatever this results as here. So put that there, and so on, and just keep going. And eventually you'll end up with K is 6, right? So the order of this element, this particular element, is 6. Now the order of the group how many elements does it have? 720. Okay. So the order of that group is 6. Okay, I've run out of board, so I'll stop the session here. How did you find this one? Was it quieter? So constantly experimenting here. With the air conditioning, I'm not too hot and not sweating like a pig. So it's certainly more comfortable and quieter. So probably continue to do this. We're experimenting.